say goodnight to you here. I hope your first day wasn't too overwhelming.
No, not at all.
We're sorry we can't pay you, but nothing's coming in right now. This won't last forever, but we don't know how long. This is a good time to learn the basics, though, while we plan to reopen.
I'd always want to apprentice. I just didn't think I'd start during COVID.
Well, no one planned for this. Look, I'll see you tomorrow, then. Oh, by the way, this is the ghost light that I was telling you about before. It's been on since we closed for COVID last March. Basically, it keeps you from falling into the pit. And the legend is that it's on to light the way of theater spirits who get back to perform.
Some superstition.
Yeah, we're a superstitious lot, I guess. Look, don't stay too long.
No, not at all. I just want to take some notes on what we covered today.
All right, I'll see you later. Have a good night.
I didn't know anyone else was here.
I just arrived.
The costume room was locked. I just checked it before coming up here.
Oh, these are my own. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Edwin Booth.
Oh, you're playing Edwin Booth.
I am Edwin Booth.
I'm confused.
Yes, that often happens. Nothing to be afraid of. There really are more things in heaven and earth than men have dreamed of.
You're the Edwin Booth? Who played Hamlet? Brother of...
Yes, that's why I'm here. Doomed to walk the earth to cleanse my brother's shame. All these years have passed and still the family name is stained. The country riven. So much hatred. So much greed.
So the legend's true?
Of course! What else but truth gives birth to legends?
But you never played here.
No, this theater was built many years after I passed. So many innovations I would have liked. So many more in the newer houses.
So you know the theater's closed now. Because of COVID? A disease? There's no audience for you.
Yes, that happens. A shame, the suffering. The theaters were closed in Shakespeare time too. Plague it was, but he wrote many of his greatest plays then when he had time alone. The gift of dark times.
We sure are some dark times now.
They are. They are, but hardly unparalleled.
I've never seen anything like it.
You're young.
I'm 19.
You haven't lived much yet.
I'm trying. I've been in school all my life. Still am. I've apprenticed here unpaid to get some experience. Nothing much has happened. Until you showed up.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not much of an event. My style of acting is even old-fashioned now.
But the season's canceled. Until further notice, they said.
No matter. My spirit wanders the country, moving from one stage to another. Restless, seeking, trying to assuage the terrible guilt, mine by association.
Your brother.
Brothers in blood, different sides, and always the question, what was left undone? What words left unsaid? What might have made a difference? Changed the outcome. I didn't intervene.
It's not your fault.
How could I ever have known? He was extreme, but never thought he would go so far. I should have tried harder to influence him.
You cannot take blame for another.
What hatred grew unseen, left us fester until it robbed a nation. What ambition for fame at any price? I didn't see it.
How could you have known?
I didn't take the time. I had my own ambition that consumed me.
But this is not wrong. You were a great actor. The greatest of the time, they say.
Yes, my Hamlet was good. But what does that matter now? One act that left us leaderless, like a ship lost at sea, so that now, a century and a half later, we're still fighting the old battles, still wrestling the old devils, still seeking remission for those old sins.
So you cannot rest?
Rest? No, rest would be lovely, but there's so much left undone. Our strength has outgrown our mercy. Too many are heartless. Lady Liberty weeps. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Where are they now? In cages, children ripped from their parents, and half the others born here are suffering. People go to bed hungry. People lose their houses, stricken with illness they cannot afford medical care, while the richest of the rich run the show.
Are you sure you're not Karl Marx? You sure sound more like him than an actor.
He had a point, but no, I take my direction from Shakespeare. The quality of mercy is not strained. You're just beginning your career. You can make a difference.
Me? I can't fix this. I just want to do theater.
Exactly. And so you shall. Most of us do it to keep the lights on, fill the houses, pay the bills. People want to be entertained. They want a good laugh, escape, but deep down buried in all the minutiae lies the heart. It can be reached. The ancient Greeks understood. They had their summer festivals of light fare, their situation comedies as they were. They're all forgotten. But the great tragedies live on, still produced more than 2,500 years later. They understood catharsis, purging through pity and terror.
You really think that makes a difference? I mean, in what people do?
Maybe not all, but some. Some are touched, changed. They start to think, feel, empathy, compassion, and that makes all the difference.
Some years ago, that happened here. We had a director who believed people could reach theater deeply, that even ordinary working people could understand, be moved. She booked in a touring company with Death of a Salesman. A lot of people said it wouldn't work. That won't play in New Bedford, they said. This is a working class town. The house will be empty. We'll lose more money. Times are hard. We can't afford this.
You filled the house.
We did. Packed. I wanted my father to come. He was laid off, had plenty of time, but wouldn't spend the money. Said it was nuts. I begged him, and he finally agreed.
What happened?
Well, he didn't say much at intermission, but at the final act, he grew very still. When the lights came up, I saw tears streaming down his face. He understands, this Miller. He understands what it's like. That's what he said to me.
And so he does. The arts, at their very best, reach deep inside us with the power to change us forever. That's your mission. You're young, you've got time. Work to bring the very best to the stage. The works that give voice to the unheard, those that plead the losing case, plays that disturb, frighten, anger. But above all, they make people think and feel.
We don't do much serious stuff here. Musicals, comedies, satire.
You won't be here always. You're just starting out here, but you'll move. You'll have choices. And that's what makes the difference. Take the challenge. The difficult choices are the ones worth making. Well, it's time for me to go. If I've given you something to think about, change your mind even a little, then it's all worthwhile for me. Like the ghost light burning in the empty house, keep the ancient spirits of the theater alive.